So for scene 3, this was from the coach scene all the way to the line for all of the Neverborn, sheep sleep. For this scene I played quite a big role, as I was constantly talking, constantly on stage. So basically all this scene was we were on a coach on the way to Somna House, and I was getting asked questions about Somna and his house from all of the real world cast. My strengths in this scene was my projection. I really worked on it from scene 1, because whilst I was on stage, I did realise that I was being quite quiet. So as I kind of took on the teacher role and became louder so everyone could hear me. Another strength was not reactions, but saying certain lines in certain ways. So my tone of voice. So saying stuff to Jaden that is quite sarcastic, putting on a sarcastic tone, saying things that are quite serious and a bit scary, saying also using my body language to bend down and almost make the real world cast a little bit scared. So yeah, tone of voice. Also, a part I did really well is when it came up to the Neverborn's lines, I was sat at the front. I took off my glasses. I'd be all smiley. I'd take off my glasses and go very serious and dark whilst cleaning my glasses so I could say the Neverborn lines. This showed a really good use of multi-rolling, which is something I was aiming for, as that could get me a higher grade. Weaknesses during this scene was, as I was walking up the aisle of the coach, it didn't really look like I was on a coach, so there was no bumpiness or holding onto seats. I was very stable, which isn't how in the real world it would be. Another weakness was whilst everyone was talking amongst themselves, I every now and then counted how many people were on the coach, but I didn't really take into account that I should have been almost in my own little world, in a very teacher's world, if that makes sense. Also, another weakness was, as I was sat down, I forgot to put my seatbelt on, but at the start of scene 4 I took it off, so it looked a bit weird. So to work on all of this and to improve, if I was to perform it again, I'd ask my mum if I could go on a car journey with her and see how my body moves over bumps and different surfaces of the road, so I could see what it's like to actually be on a moving vehicle, and taking into account what it is like to be on a moving vehicle and what it looks like when you're not focused on other things. Also, another thing I would do is, in lessons, I would sit back when it's independent time, or we're all talking amongst ourselves. I could see look at Stevie or Sophie, my teachers, to see the way they act when we're not looking and when we're not really focused on them and we're focused on our own irrelevant conversations.